guys, I've been meaning to make this video for a few days now because it's been official for a few days, but then I went away. So now I'm making it and I'm ready to get lots of hate about how I'm a terrible person for selling my horse.
Don't say that, it's not true.
It is true. It literally is true every time this happens. So it is. I'm just making a joke. I'm making a lighthearted situation over ridiculousness online because people criticize everything no matter what you do. But anyways, Archie is officially sold. He is sold. He is no longer my horse. And he is actually staying at our barn for now because he sold to my trainer. So my trainer has loved him basically the entire time I've had him. Ever since she met him, she's really liked him, and she always talks about how much she loves him. And then when we listed him for sale, she was like, oh, I wish I could win the lottery and afford him. But she just wasn't in the place where she could get a horse at that time. And then her student looked at him, but her student was young, and he's a pretty big guy and he's still young and kind of pushy on the ground. So even though she's a really good rider for a 10-year-old and he was awesome for her under saddle, for where she wanted to go and what she wanted to do show-wise, he wasn't the best horse. So they ended up getting a pony, and we kept looking, and then there was like some things going on with selling him that had me really frustrated just dealing with like sales stuff. Like people can be very much annoying, and like I was getting a lot of questions about like how high can he jump, I want to show 2.9 this year, blah blah blah, and I was very frustrated because he's 4. So I was kind of just pretty done with it. And luckily around that time where I was getting this frustrated, my trainer ended up being in a position where she could consider buying him. So we did the best we could to make sure that that could happen for her, and then it did.
Because she's amazing.
Yeah, she's the best, and she's really patient, and she brings them along properly. She's gonna give him a really good foundation, and it's gonna be an amazing home, and she loves him, and she really wanted to get back into riding, and he's a really good horse to do that on. And like I said, the whole time I've had him, she's really liked him, and she's gonna be really good to him, and like there's no question that he's gonna be loved and well cared for. And we still get to see him all the time. He's still out with Milo for the time being, but since Milo is mean to him and Archie does not put Milo in his place, I am thinking that we may want to separate him and put Archie in the field that I've moved Avari to, because they're out with less D-baggy geldings. Because Milo is like a dick, like he honestly is just really mean. So Archie might be getting moved out with the nicer boys, and then I might put the new mare Donut out with Milo after she gets bred. Because she actually kicks him, and like you guys are gonna be like, oh my god, you're so mean to your horse, but she kicks him lightly and he needs to get beaten up because he is such a jerk.
If he pins his ears and comes at her, she rears up at him.
Yeah, so and she'll put him in his place, and he really needs that. So that's kind of the plan for now. And then Donut does have someone who wants to buy her, and we have a contract that's drafted up for after she foals, she'd go to the new home when the foal's weaned and stuff, and then she'd go there like early on in the pregnancy so that the new owner could start her and get her going, and then she'd come back near me to foal. And this picture, I feel like someone's gonna be like, what's this picture of? This is just a horse that I sold from work. She was like my boss's horse, so I got the photo of her as a yearling, and I'm gonna give it to her new owner. So anyways, that's the plan. Donut is currently at the vet's right now to get inseminated. We have to go pick up the semen tomorrow, and then that's happening tomorrow. And
stat holiday celebration.
Happy Canada Day. Yeah, happy Canada Day. The present to me for Canada Day is I'm buying horse semen.
Stallion semen.
So anyway, so that's what's happening. She's at the vet's, and then we're going to be inseminating her soon, and then hopefully she catches, and hopefully that all goes well. But I took her to the vets to have this done because then they can do everything at the exact right time and just make sure that it's all going well, and it's easier than having them come in and out all the time. And she's like literally the best girl ever. She, like, you can't tell when she's in heat. We thought she wasn't in heat. She shows 0 signs of being in heat. It's ridiculous. So like when we brought her today, I was like, they're for sure gonna send her back. She's not in heat yet, but she was. So she gets to stay there, and then she's gonna come back. But she's like the nicest girl. She's making it like easy on my pockets for this because they don't really need to sedate her for basically anything. because she's that easygoing for the ultrasounds and stuff. It's like ridiculous. Like she's the least marish mare ever. She's gonna have, like, she's gonna be the best mom, and she's just such a sweetheart.
You should tell them that if you hadn't found her a home.
And then yeah, if we hadn't found her such a good home, like the girl that wants to get her loves her because she reminds her of one of her old horses, and she's already met her and she really likes her. So we haven't signed any papers or anything like that, but that's kind of the plan. I'm not planning on like selling her immediately because it would be rude to do right after getting her, but like my boss knows that the intention was to have her as a sales project, and now it works out even better because in breeding her, she's a super well bred and well put together mare, but by breeding her, I'm gonna get a quality of a horse that I would never be able to afford otherwise. Like there's just no way I could ever do this in any other way. It's a lot cheaper to breed, especially if you have a nice mare to breed, and I've always wanted to have a full, my mom loves the babies at work, so she's very excited, and I've always wanted to bring a full up. Yeah. And it's nice to do it with a horse that I used to gallop and know very well, and like she is so good tempered. Like she's really easygoing and really sweet. Like obviously on the new property she's kind of scared of the chickens and stuff because she's never seen them, but for like a baby who is like so fresh off the track with no retraining, she's really not seen much. She hasn't been to that many properties, and obviously there's no chickens or goats or cows or anything at the track, so she hasn't seen any of that. She's really easy to handle, and she's very, very, very sweet. So once she settles down and kind of gets into the swing of things as a riding horse, she's gonna just be an amazing sport horse, which is what I'm selling her as. I don't want her to be like a career broodmare at this time because she's gonna be such a nice riding horse. So the plan is just to get like the one foal out of her, and then she's gonna go on and be someone's pet and show horse, and yeah, so she'll be like a really good horse for that. And yeah, so we're breeding like a high caliber horse that honestly once it hits the ground it's gonna be worth several times the stud fee already, and it's gonna be registerable as an Oldenburg. I think that's the registry we're gonna go for, but it would also be eligible for Westphalen, Canadian warm blood, Oldenburg Burband. We're gonna do North America, I believe, and there's a couple other registries that the stud is approved for that I could get a thoroughbred mare approved for. So it's gonna be a very nice foal, and Donut is bred to the nines. She's really well bred and has really good sport horse breeding.
What's her breeding? What's her stud?
Her dad is old fashioned.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so this is responsible breeding because she's well put together, she's even tempered, and the intent is to keep the foal. But honestly, even if I decided to sell it right when it hit the ground, it would be worth enough money where it would just be like, it would go for sure to a sport horse jumping home. Like it's gonna be a very nice horse. So I'm really excited because yeah, I could not afford to buy a horse that was already on the ground, and even in utero it would be more expensive because I'd have to pay for everything with the mare and like borrowing a mare for breeding and stuff. So I'm excited, and this is gonna be kind of like, I don't really think I'm gonna make a habit out of breeding horses because I don't have my own property, but this is just
love with all the babies.
Yeah.
I'll want more.
Yeah, we'll want more eventually, but like this is just to breed a sport. It's a long-term project to breed a nice sport horse that will ideally be able to move up the levels in a way that horses that I buy and train won't necessarily be able to do with the same amount of ease, because the stallion that I picked is a very, very nice jumper stallion, and it's gonna be beautiful. Like I'm really excited. I hope it works out. There's a chance she might not catch. There's a chance she could lose the foal early on in the pregnancy, so like I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but ideally hopefully this all goes well. So that's the next exciting thing after announcing Archie's sale. But the nice thing is like I'll still see him, so I can still post about him from time to time, and at shows like I'll be able to watch him go at shows because I'll probably be going to a lot of the same shows with my trainer, since I'll literally be training with her at shows. So if she's showing him, like we'll be together, and like she's amazing. Like he's for sure gonna be well cared for. There is no like, she's like the most patient and like kind person ever. Yeah, like honestly, like I trust her with any horse. I would trust her with Milo, which is saying a lot because he's so weird, but like she emphasizes foundation and bringing horses up slowly, so he's not gonna get run into the ground at all, and she's really kind and patient and just super good to her horses. It worked out way better than I thought it would. I'm really glad that he ended up going to her because I think that's what was meant to happen this whole time. So it was the right thing to do, and it's the best situation for him by far, because also she already knows him. And yeah, she hadn't even ridden him before, but she loves him so much, and like I think she's ridden him now. But he's just a very good boy, and he's gonna be very well loved, and he's gonna still kind of be in the family because we'll still see him around a lot. So yeah, so that's the news. And then that's the other news regarding Donut. And obviously, like, people always have their opinions on these types of things, and as someone who rescues and donates to the SPCA and like adopts animals frequently, like I'm 100% like pro adoption. Like for cats and dogs, I would never breed my cat, I would never breed a dog. When I get a dog, I am like 90% sure I'm going to be getting it from the SPCA when I get my own dog eventually. And as for cats, I would never buy a cat from a breeder. I would never breed my own cat, she is spayed. But with horses, it is a bit different, because if you're looking for upper level caliber horses, it's very hard to find that in a rescue horse. And I'm not saying that it's not possible, because Milo is very talented and he could move up the levels pretty decently. Who knows where he'll max out at, I'm not sure, but he has a lot of emotional baggage that could prevent him from doing so. And he's also a long-term project in that sense, because he has so many problems from being abused. And even finding a horse of his caliber, we really lucked out, and when we got him, we had absolutely no idea that he would be anywhere near as nice as he's become. But he has been so hard to deal with. So in breeding a horse and raising it from birth, we can handle it properly from birth and expose it to all these things that Milo currently has problems with, to hopefully avoid those problems in the future. So it'll be really nice just having the entire history of the horse known, and know that it's from birth, it's going to be handled in a way that I would consider acceptable. And it's also going to be a quality of horse that I wouldn't otherwise be able to afford. So I hope that kind of explains it, and I'm rambling now. But yeah, like obviously I'm still going to promote rescues. I'm gonna help rehome thoroughbreds off the track. I'm gonna still retrain them and do everything I've been doing with regards of rescue and donation. But this allows me to do something really cool and take a different chapter in my life that I wouldn't have been able to do otherwise. So I'm really thankful to my boss for giving me the opportunity with this beautiful mare, and giving me the opportunity to have her for the time that I do. And then I'm also thankful to the lady that would like to provide her with a new home afterwards, because she's gonna have such a lovely life afterwards as a sport horse. And I'm still gonna plan to do that with all sorts of different horses and thoroughbreds. Nothing has changed that way. And I'll still promote adopting horses, but like I said, it can be very difficult to find horses that are at a certain level without shelling out a lot of money. And I've put a lot of work into Milo as a horse and dealing with his emotional baggage problems, so it'll be nice to get something that'll hopefully be a little bit less mentally messed up. Like, I'm not saying it's gonna be easy to bring along a foal, but hopefully it's not gonna be as quirky and weird as Milo is in his way, because he is not a normal horse. And I love him, but I would not want two of him at this time. So if I get another rescue, I'm hoping it's not quite as messed up as he is. But he's awesome, and I'm thankful for him, and he'll be able to take me places, but I'm gonna have to be extremely patient. So yeah.
Can you tell them one thing?
Yeah.
I would suggest too that all the wonderful people who like to follow you, that maybe ask questions rather than judge. That's always a really awesome thing to do, is if you're wondering something to ask, they should just ask you questions instead of making judgments. I think that makes the world a better place. Questions are good things.
Yeah, honestly, please do that. I'd rather answer your questions than have judgments. But nice, yeah, folks. Anyways, the stallion that I'm breeding to is a very nice proven stallion, and Donut is bred to the nines. She has really nice breeding for sport horses. She's gonna cross really lovely with an Oldenburg. So it'll be very nice, and I'm excited. Hopefully it works out. Please pray for Donut in this time, because she's gonna have to put up with being at the vet for a few days.